Hello.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Let's wait for 2 3 minutes. Then we will start Unit 3.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Is the screen visible to all of you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So we already covered about environmental health and some portion of the Unit 2, that is what is the effect, how dose, response, toxicity, toxins, all the things. So let's start Unit 3. And Unit 3 is mostly 3 and 4 both are for, we are focusing on safety part. And all of you know what is the meaning of safety. So safety means because to take precautions, or to, in order to get rid of the or that injuries, we have to take some things, and we have to take precautions. That things is called safety, in order to means save from wherever you are working or whatever may be. So this actually is this safety is mostly concerned on industrial safety. It is we are studying in terms of industrial safety and related to environmental safety. Both things are interrelated. So whenever you are studying the course in safety and in management, we are talking about industrial safety, and industrial safety related to environmental safety. For example, so let's see what is the different things that are. So these are the objectives. They are studying, identify some of the most common school hazards. What do you mean, understand by hazards? Because safety is related to hazards. If we are not taking precautions, then there may be a chance of getting injured, and that may injure, the impact of the injury that is converted to hazard if the severity is more. So there are various things are there, that is called hazards. Hazards means very serious injury that are called hazards. So there are less injury, maybe injury is there. For example, if you are going in a slippery way with your slippers, so there may be a chance to fall down on the way while you are going on the way. So let's see, discuss what are the things. So school hazards means, because we are studying in a school or colleges, so everywhere there is a chance of getting injury, or chance of getting failure or something, that is called hazards or school hazards. Normally it occurs environmental hazards or environmental safety. then understands why these hazards, that means why these things are coming, we are going for the root cause of that. And after knowing that, we are also correct that things. If the road is very up and down, and if you are going with your scooty 80 speed of 80 90, obviously there is a chance of fell down. If the road is good, even if you are crossing 120 kilometer per hour, then also it is okay. So the in conditions, then we have to rectify those things in order to get injury. So that is how to, there are different methods of the correction for that. So this is all about whole safety we are going to study. So our responsibility for safety and health professionals. So there are three things are there, everything or every whatever we are going to be things that last class we have studied about the poison. For example, there is no thing is a called there is no definition of poisons. Whatever that may be become low quantity or we are consuming excess quantity, that is called as poison. Similar thing, when you are going to consume these things, when we are going to go through a pathway, you have to decide, and you have to go with that way with very carefully. So you are the sole responsibility for going safely or maybe getting injured. So you, besides you, no one get to care for your health or for your safety. So these things are, first thing is moral obligation by the nature of the positions. It means there is always there is a shortcut way. If there is a long way and shortcut way, if you are choosing the long way, that may be very safe and it takes time. But we are in a hurry mood and we are obviously choose the shortcut way, and that is the moral thing. Whatever in your minds comes, and whatever you do that action, you have to choose that things. So that is the moral way. Then is safety is part of your assigned duty. So someone is, if someone is not going to tell whether who, what is the safe or which is unsafe, that may be, for example, if you are riding scooty to coming from home to Parul University, and unless some traffic police not blocked you to and not telling that wear your helmet, then we are not wearing helmet even. Or that is the thing, because someone is not going to always tell you that helmet wearing of helmet is safe rather than non wearing of helmet. If by chance maybe if you fell down, if you are wearing helmet, then you become the safe, your head is become getting no injury. So that is the things, whether these things can be always be response, always be assigned by other things or someone else, or safety is a duty of yourself or someone going to force to do it. So that is the things. Then if there is not going to do yours by yourself, then third is there is a law. If you got challan of 500 rupees or 1000 rupees every day if you are not wearing helmet, then by forcefully, whatever may be the reason, whether the challan or whatever be the safety, or you may be aware of that helmet, what is how where we are wearing the helmet. So this law then comes in play in order to save you and all the men or all the humans. So these are the things. First is the moral obligation, that means in your words, inside words, whether it is right or wrong, you have to decide. Second thing is no one going to do whether it is safe or unsafe, you have to choose. Third is by forcefully law you have to choose the safe way. So this is the three things all professionals and all health associations are going to do that things. So let things, what is the main reason behind these things, that is called negligence. So every day we are coming with the scooty without helmet. So it is our regular duty. No one, even if I come from last 3 years 4 years, I cannot I am very confident that I am not getting fall. But somehow someday, even some in a weak moment, if you fell down, then you have to get injury. So the negligence, so that is the main reason for getting injured, or main reason for harm yourself as well others. If you are falling down, okay, that is for you, but for along with you, you have to fall and harm other people also, because due to your negligence, somehow you get harm or you get injured and also get injured to others. So the negligence, you have to avoid these things. Performance on duty responsibly without regards of harm to others. So that is the main things. So avoid negligence. Whenever you are doing anything, then by knowingly, that is unknowingly, that is different thing. But you are knowing that this thing is go wrong because of due to negligence you are doing that thing. So that is the most avoidable thing, that is negligence, that can cause harm yourself as well as others. So this term or this environmental health or safety is, this safety is mostly dedicated to industrial persons who are working in industry, because they are working in industrial environment, or their machineries, some things are going moving around, that some heavy vehicles are there, all the things. So all are mostly applicable mostly to the industrial working persons. So let's see, second point is liability. Liability, that means state of being legally responsible under obligations, that is the liability. That means the great innovation, but you about the liability. So whether the things we are going to applicable in your life, that is by we are obeying the things in a long term or not, that is the things. So if you are doing something and not obeying in a long term, or not obeying any legal responsible or that things, so that is the not the liability. First is negligence, second is the liability. So let's understand, there are five things which can be the most things which can be part of the environmental or the safety part. First thing is elimination, second is substitutions, third is engineering control, and fourth is implementing administrative control, and fifth is personal protective equipment. These are the five steps or five important things which can be done in order to get and or in order to safely work in your workplace. So what are these? First thing is eliminations. So the things or the hazards or the unsafe conditions, or whether there is going to be harm to others, that things you have to, the condition we have to eliminate these things. Let's discuss one by one. That is called design it out. Second is called use something else. Third is called engineering control, that is isolations. Third is, fourth is training, and fourth is last resort. So we have to moving from control effectiveness to our best level to avoid these injuries. So first thing is called eliminations. Elimination means, the English meaning is avoid, to taking the safest approach. So the best way to prevent injury is to remove the hazards altogether, and it is isolated and away from the workers and cannot be harm anyone. So this is the safest thing or first step to not get injured, that is eliminations. For examples, we are having so many examples are there. For examples, in the way you have seen that there is a some naked wire is there hanging in the industry or in your college or school, some switches, you are going to switch on the fan or light, and you have seen that there is a naked wire which current is flowing, that is just hanging near that. So if you look at that point, you know that if someone touch this naked wire, they can got electric shock. So that naked wire hanging is the unsafe conditions. So what your duty, that is the first thing is eliminations. You do not, or someone do not go to that place to switch off the light or the fan or them. So avoid these things. Even if there is more hotter, you should avoid or to go and switch off the light or fan. So this is the eliminations, or you have to eliminate that things. So that elimination is the most safer way. Do not go and touch. If that is eliminations, that is the removing the hazard sometimes make it difficult. But if there is a darker, or if you are very much necessary to on the switch light on, and you have to by force, you cannot eliminate it for any reasons. You have to go to near the switchboard and you have to on the switch. So what you can do? There is a naked wire, but you have to run the fan or light the switch. So at that conditions, you go for the second step, that is called substitutions. You have to run the switch on or light or fan, but there is a naked wire. So what you can do, if you do not eliminate the conditions, if you do not know whether there is switch or not, then second is substitutions. Substitution means to substitute that things with other. In a classroom, for example, there are various 4 or 5 fans or switches or lights are there. In that place where the light with naked wire is there, just avoid that one and switch on the other switchboard which is safe. So that serves your purpose. The light or switch or different places is maybe on and you cannot get harm. That is substitutions. Or you may substitute that with a different way, or you may light on your torch or battery in your dark, for example. So that may be substitute. You cannot eliminate, you cannot eliminate, then substitute that things with others. So there is always way to remove the hazards. If there is no way to remove the hazard, you have to always be make a different plan. A is not work, then go for plan 2B. So always there is a different things, that is called substitutions. But somehow, if there is no other, third point is engineering. If there is no other switchboard or no other light and fan switch in the rooms, for example, if you do not eliminate and also you do not having other things for substitute, then what you can do? Then you go for third stage, that is called engineering. If the hazard cannot be eliminated or cannot be substituted, then go for engineering control. What is engineering control? It is the use some techniques or use some instrument to work out your things. That is called engineering control. For same examples I have to going to take here. If there is a naked wire is there and you have to no other switchboard and only one light or fan is there in that room, so you have to on that one. So what you can do, without touching, you have to by distance throw a plastic rod, or you can using plastic hand gloves, or for a safer distance, or you may call a electrician to all repair all the things and switch on the off or on, or may call a express persons, or using some different tools you can switch on that things. So that is the using some different tools technique, you have to do that work. That is called the engineering control. You have to use that mechanical tool or some experienced persons in order to help with the peoples or persons or some equipments. You have to done that work. That is called engineering control. If somehow some that is also not possible, or if you have to do not having eliminate, you do not want to substitute, also there is no other equipments also available, then what you can go to? Administrative control. Fourth thing is called administrative control. Administrative control, that means that people are trained the things for the purpose of chemical and how to flashing. For example, in the chemical industry, the people are always handling with the chemicals because they are duty to work or handle these things. So what you the peoples are done, because unknown people cannot handle these things, and the workers or the chemicals which are working in the chemical factory, they know who are, what is the chemical, what is the name, how to handle. So in order to handle these unsafe conditions, or in order to handle all these things, the institutes or organizations give some particular people with the training and some uh, experienced people, they have some proper guidance or training to do that work or do that practices. That is called administrative control. Some your HR or supervisors, they have in their presence in the chemical factory, they are going to work because they are going to pay the workers, so they are trained people. So in order to do these things, we have to train the people, the worker, to working in the unsafe conditions. And if the trained people also not available, then four things, if it is non avoidable things, then fourth thing is personal protective equipment. So in industry, mostly this PPE is mostly used by the industry. What is this? Using different types of hand gloves, helmets, goggles, earbuds. So there are different kinds of things. If you are if someone is working in a hazardous conditions, so in order to, because they are forced to work, they are getting paid, they are worker, so in order to save themselves, these equipment should be used and work at that places. In order to avoid, if you are wearing the helmet with proper goggles, even if the chemicals, you are handling some chemicals, even if splashes comes, it cannot be fall on your eyes or head, so it can protect this health. So this is called personal protective equipment, PPE. So these are the five things which can be which can be the most important steps for eliminating injuries. Next, come to safety committee. Actually, in industrial things or in some places where most of the peoples are working, they form a committee that's called safety committee. And safety committee means uh, in order to keep the workplace safe, someone is not getting injury, because injury that means some peoples are getting hurt and there is again restrictions or getting some uh, things may be hurt, or even if some industry some fatal accidents are also occurring. In order to avoid that things, the safety committee or safety department are also present in every industry, like environmental department, environmental health and safety. These SHE three department are working in a single modulary, and they are a committee is formed in the institutions or organization, that is called safety committee. So at that committee, at least as many elected employees or management are selected. Who are the members of the committee? Committee determines the meeting schedules, the managers, supervisors, mentors, workers, all management, assistant manager, all the things, the persons are there. Committee determines meeting schedule every weekly or every monthly. There is a meetings, whatever are the things they are discussed in the meeting. Chairperson will be elected and keep meetings minute in attendance. Attendance is there, and specific topics how can be improved or not getting injured, all the things are discussed in that meeting. So this is called safety meeting. So related to the safety things, the next term is first aid. So whatever how maybe is the things, so you have there is a first aid kit in every, in your laboratory also there is a first aid kit, or every employees or every working places there is a first aid kits are there. And you also seen the fire extinguishers in our Parallel University also, some places fire extinguishers are there. And even last year they installed the fire line, water pipeline, the red pipeline is there. That is even does not required every day, but whenever they are required it must be there. So there is safety rules and norms are there. So all the things should be kept in a working industry or any organizations. So the first aid, so what is the first aid? First aid means if someone get injured, whatever may be the injury, whether it is little or more injury, immediately there should be a kit present near to the workplace. That may be some some things they like some scissors, some ointment, some tablets, some basic things should be there, and they immediately relieve the injury persons. If there is band-aid is there, some glycerins or some things are there, if someone is cut down or some maybe burn in that places, so immediately they can relieve that things. That is called fast aid. So everything, so the fast aids is also should be kept. That is called fast aid. Next is exit. So every working places wherever there is gathering, more gathering is there, exit positions is very much necessary. If sudden there is a mob launching or sudden there is a fire is there, so if do not know where is the exit place, then the peoples are inside, remaining inside, and more fatal or more accident happens. So exit should be clear and there will be red in your, you can see in a cinema hall or picture halls, there is a dark inside the cinema hall, but sometimes the outer where there is out, there is a red button is there, the exit button is always on, because whatever may be the people, they can easily find the way to out. If there are sudden things are happening, then is exit is very much necessary. Then these things already know said that fire extinguisher, this is also available everywhere in commercial places as well as industrial places, because when who knows, whenever there is a fire outbreaks and the fire outbreak, then fire extinguisher are readily available in order to use. And the people are also having some training how to use these fire extinguisher very wisely. So see in this figure, the fire extinguisher, the place where it is placed is very should be neat and clean, and it should be a designated places. So in this left side the figure, see the near the fire extinguisher some debris are kept, and this should not be. for emergency conditions, you should not go for the access to use that fire extinguishers. So there may be a more hazardous one if we are running out for the getting these extinguishers. There someone may fall down with this debris kind of things. So it should not be there. It is very unsafe conditions. It is not in the part of safety. Obviously, fire extinguishers should be there, but in a identify these locations, maintenance should be clearly and inspection should be, and there is a access to getting the fire extinguishers. So there nothing be kept near the fire extinguisher to be freely available. So all these things are mostly for the getting safety. It is does not use every day, but whenever there is a necessary condition, you have to get immediately access to it. So this is fire extinguisher is also necessary part of the safety. And it is a fire extinguisher, there is a leaflet like that, and every leaflet, so there is a some year, here see here in this 2004, 5, 6, 7, every day, every year and month are here. So every year there is a thrice or twice inspection whether the fire extinguisher is working properly or not, whether the valve is jam or not. They should be inspect and marking the places, because even if 5 years, 10 years, no fire hazards may be there, but sometimes there is fire outbreaks and we are running out for the extinguisher, and you have seen that the extinguisher is not working properly, so it is does not have been in use. That may be cause another injuries. So that is the main thing. So every fire extinguisher should be maintained and marking the leaflet clearly. See, this is another examples of spontaneous combustion of oil rigs. So, in mostly garages, motor garages, and some working places of some there. So, oil peppers and grease oils. These are spillages, and some cottons are deep of the oils are thrown here and there. So, it can easily cut fire. So, it should not be thrown here and there because no one knows when it got fires. So, it will be properly dispose in the dustbin, in designated dustbins. It should not be there. So these are mostly related to safe conditions in workplaces. Then come to the physical hazard. So what should be the hazard, and that physical hazard means the injuries or some harm to your body physically. So there are two kinds of hazard: physical hazard as well as mental hazard. To mental injury, physical injury, mental injury, these are different things. We are going both these things in your course. Both things are there, physical and mental. So first come to physical hazards. Physical hazards means someone is going to hurt by physically. If you are fell down and your hand or leg should be broken, that is physical hazard. So there are some instruments here. See, in order to save the physical hazards, we have to whatever the things we can be discuss here. If you are climbing in a ladder and the ladder there are, that is a broken ladder, and you are climbing on that, so you may fall down there. So if you are using chemicals in laboratory and not wearing, see this person not wearing eyeglasses or a gloves and using the chemicals, that may be fall on your body and get can be harm. So you have to use gloves, all the things. So these are the things maybe got the physical hazards. So what are the physical hazards? Slips, trips, falls. This is the first physical hazards you can got everywhere, even in your workplace or even your home or even your institute, everywhere. Slips, trips, and falls. Even in your using bathroom, if you are not cleaning your bathroom properly, and if you are in a hurry mood, then like this lady, you can also got a slipped and in your bathroom and getting injuries in your hand or leg. So this is a common thing. So in order to prevent all these things, you have to what you can do. Wet and slippery floors are the major cause of the slips and trips and falls. First thing is if some wet and slips, that means if some grease and oils is there in your floor, or some water is in their floor, and if you are in a mohari mood, so you can got slips and trips and falls. So what to you have to prevent? What you have to do? Wear safety shoes, non-skid shoes. You, that is the things. First things. Keep floors free from water or grease. Maintain the floor properly. Clean floors regularly. Use slips resistance wax floors, because somehow the wax floors are there, you cannot get slips. So in working place, some working place they are also using that thing. Then clean up spills immediately. If somehow if you are falling something in your room, then you have to clean immediately, wipe out it. Put warning sign around the spill and wet floors. If you are wet and you should not clean, then see, in left side slippery wet floor, you should not go to there. Even this sign you have to see in your Parul University, when some person which is going to clean the washroom, outside the washroom they kept this type of things. So you should not be entered to the washroom until it can be wet, is clean or fully clean, or work is over. So work is going on, wet or slippery floor, these kind of things are kept in order to prevent injury to others. So this is the common types of physical hazards: fall, trips and falls, slips. So see here, fall protection equipments are also there. Debris removal, inspections, maintenance. So see here, some regular cleaning should be there. Do not fall from it. See in this figure. See this type of, someone is working in a top light, roof light, changing right, and they are climbing in a unsafe conditions like these things. So there may be chances to fall down. So should not do all these things. Then see in this figure, ladder in selection is most in use. See left side or right side figure. Left side figure, the ladder is not in properly used, so there is, it should not be used as thing, because it may be fall down. In right side figure, proper alignment of ladder, if you are working, it will be necessary. Extension straight ladder use, this may be used. Three items to remember: 3 feet above, 3 points contact, ladders angles and 75-degree things. If the ladder is 3 point contact should be there, 3 feet above should be there, and proper inclination of ladder should be there in order to work it properly. Then see, this is the slippery floor, oil and grease are fall here and there, so immediately clean that. Look for tripping hazards. Here see, some gate entrance is there, and it is just left some holes inside the entrance, so someone is going walking in this place, and unmindly they can get fall and sleep. While this is the common things whenever we are climbing the stairs in our Parul University. Somehow if you are walking the stairs by seeing your mobile phone and just walking every day, so if someone is getting maybe game may fall while you are on mind by climbing the stair also. Say, see here, this is the maid comes tomorrow. That means here the workplace of some carpenters, and after working some things, they just messes like that. That is just like in your study table or in your lab equipment. If you are working something, if you are in a laboratory working some experiment, after doing experiment, put the proper things properly, which chemicals or other things, clean the your workplace. You do not let do for the others. So do not keep it messy your workplace, your study area, everything. So that is the maybe a hazardous condition for others and you also. See, this is the how someone get properly arrange some things. See here, like some instruments they can put by arranging these things rather than doing keeping here and there. See, the instruments which are keeping in proper places, should be look very clean, and you can got easily the equipment whenever it is necessary. So this is another things, load of the term. See, if someone is hanging some things in a unnecessary, means the cable is hot or some things, or load is very high, so these things maybe they are found everywhere. So this is when correcting hazards in not cases. See these things, if you are placing the things properly, but the overloads is the right side. See the overload, due to overloading, that may be these stairs or these things may be fall down whenever you are taking something. These are examples how you can keep the proper things in proper places. Another example is in your laboratory also, compressed cylinders, there are various gas cylinders we have to use. So gas cylinder, there should be properly tie with the chain. See the right side figure. Here if the cylinders are tied with the chain, it should not be fall down. But here left side, it should not, it is not tied with the chain, so there may be a chance to fall down, because these very heavy cylinders are there. So These are the some things which can be maintained properly in order to get not to injury. Equipment maintenance and inspections. Obviously, your scooty, your bike properly, regularly you have to do services, maintenance. Why you are doing that thing? Because this is machines, and regularly inspections and services that can be longevity of life, and also unnecessary damage or unnecessary injuries. It can prevent these things. So maintenance is very much necessary for every equipment. Transfer of supplies, use cars, stores, and transfer of supply. This is, should be there. So handle should be there wherever you are transporting some things. Balance should be there. Or not, do not overload these things while transferring one place to another place. No, proper height should there. In front of you is, you have to see the road while transferring those things. These are the things while transferring the places, one two place to another places. Then preventing injuries from electrical equipment. So there are, how you can prevent injuries in electrical equipment. Do not use electric tools in wet conditions, damp conditions. Do not clean electric equipment in flammable toxic solvent. Do not carry electrical tools by power cord. Do not tie power cords in knots. Not plug several power cords in one outlets. Heavy loads it cannot be tolerated. So wetty conditions you cannot be use that thing. So in order to prevent the electric shock, you have to avoid these things. So this is the things. You should not go for these things like the electric wire. You should not knot these things, and with the damage, there is damaged electric wire or there is a spark is there, you should avoid to go at that place and use that things. Then access to electric panel. Wherever there is electric board and electric panel, the way should be very access. If emergency condition, you need to switch off these things, and in place of the switchboard there is a very heavy way, obstacles is there, so you cannot easily access to switch off the things. So at these places, see in the left figure, there is a things is kept in front of this switchboard, and the right figure there is a proper maintain well neat and clean switchboard is there. So these things should be done in for the proper safety of the workplaces. Then these costs of corpus of block, these are also somehow used in electrical equipment. We do not go in details. Equipment maintenance and inspections, regularly inspections should be necessary. Underground person or open ground outlets. So some electrical equipments they should be underground, because in our houses now underground wiring is there. So all the things should be very safe rather than outside wiring. Improper installations and on-site use. See these things. This is also one, avoid this kind of things. Then read and follow the instructions. So every electrical panel somewhere there is a notice should be there. In our Pali University, you should see in that ICT tools box there is a some kinds of a notice how to operate these things. If you do not know, the read that things and operate the switchboard, all the things. So all the things should be very careful. Do not store and use flammable hazards near the switchboards. These are the some things. Lesson preventing burns and hot equipment. After electrical, we have to coming for how these are the all under physical hazards. So burn and hot equipment. You just touch all these hot liquids, all the things. Your hands should be burned. So do not handle, touch or hot liquid or hot surfaces in bare hand. Always use gloves, hand gloves. If needed, wear heat protective gloves. Organize your work area, prevent contact hot object and flames. So you should away from these hot things. Upon water outlet, slowly avoid splashes. Pour the hot water slowly in sideways so that flashes do not come. Report any faulty equipment to supervisors. If you know somewhere is faulty equipment is used, then just report that things to supervisor or some other faculty or your seniors, in order to in order to avoid any injury to others. Then preventing injury from machinery. This is also some machinery, or in some places, working places, machines are there. So every machines there should be some guidelines, some proper things should be there in order to get not injuries. So machinery with rotating parts always be guards. If some part is rotating, then the rotating parts must always be kept inside the guard, so no bare hand or cloth can come inside. So best example is whenever your chain sprocket of your cycles or your motorcycles, the chain is moving, always moving, and the chain moving part is always under in cover. Become familiar with these hazards. Which type of machinery? You do not know the machine, how it is, how it works, what is the hazards may associated with this. All the things you do not go and touch that machines. Do not work with the around the machinery without handrails or without guards. If you see the machine is there and without handrails, without guards, you do not operate that machines. Report to your supervisor if something is missing. Report to your seniors if something is, if you find that something is wrong, because if you find wrong you should avoid yourself, but you should may protect the injury for others also. See, this is the examples. Missing safety latch. This is the in industry, this hook is missing. This is open hook, that is very much dangerous. Another, use heavy duty clamps to fitting the different compressed here. Some hose pipes should be closely joined, should not be loosely joined. So everything should be keeping in mind. See, this is the our LPG cylinder gases, that is also, we are tied these things very tightly. Do not loosely pack these things, it may be hazardous. So compress air nose while giving the pressures in our vehicles. Should there, the nose should not be open, compress air. So all the things are there. Then here see, this is a machinery with proper guard is there. Then there is a safety board is there. How, what are the accident, all the things, everything is written on this. So see, this is the photo of a some fan, mostly in railway or in coaches of Indian Railway. They are find that some types of things are happening in this. Or above this fan is there, and some guards are missing. So you should not go to there. Then what is if you likely to see that is nothing. Then come for uh, some stickers you should mark. Guards and guards should be installed. See here some places the instrument, the guards are there, proper things. Here there is a lathe machine here, but there is no guard. So do not use that machine if you do not having experience in that type of machines. Okay. Then chunks wearing key. Somehow this is the key, that is the Allen key or some different keys are there. You do not just keep the machine's key inside these things in moving parts. Lock out and take out. This is the things. If you some working somewhere, if you are working some thing online, and if someone is going to switch on that light, if you are working in switchboard and if you are cut out the electric wire and someone going to and cut again pull up the light, then what happens? You got electric shock. So in order to avoid that thing, some are working in some things, then just fully take out and lock out. That means fully lock that things for on switch on the operating. Thus there is a temporary lock, that is the lock out. If lock all the things. Then next is physical hazards comes under confined space. Confined space means the working space is not proper, and if you are working in a very small space and the very messes are there here and there, so at that messy conditions you should not be work, and the people are working in that type of conditions, they may be likely to get hazards, might be to get injuries. So large enough the space where you are working, the person is working should be employee working are should enough large to further work, and limited restricted entry only, and some are experienced persons are maybe allowed to enter in a particular area. So somehow in industry you may see the notice, experienced person only, no entry, strictly banned. This type of things are you have seen in some places. So unauthorized peoples are not, should not enter at that place, because we do not know what is the hazards associated with this. For example, some things, tanks, vessels, silo, all the things are properly aligned, proper, and the should be there should be enough space to work in these things. Plainly designed for continuous human capacities. That means whatever the capacity of human to working at that place should be there. See here, this is the path hole or main hole, and some persons are working inside the drainage area. So at that time they should use proper safety pp's and confined space, proper things should be there. So this is very much required in order to work safely without getting injury. Permit required alternate entry. If someone is working there and some persons are going to enter that area, then you have to need entry or permit from those supervisors, because someone is working there and if you are again going to that places, so there may be interference between the two workers. So there should be proper entry permit. Then preventing a hearing loss from noisy machinery equipments. This mostly this will be done in some working industrial persons. They are working. Someone is working in industry for 8 hours in shift wise, because they are paying for it. And in industry, or the people, so the employee is working 8 hours in continuously noisy places. So the hair loss should be there. So using the proper things in cities, you find some irritating noise or whistles from the vehicles. So that also causes some hearing loss or hear loss. So when noise is too loud, so the unit of noise is decibel. So unit is loud, that means 80 above 85 decibels. The now noise is very much risky to hearing, and your ear may be get damaged. So above 85 decibel, you should avoid these things. Types of hearing protections. So in order to avoid that hearing or the noise, you should use this kind of headphone. This is called ear muff. Then maybe the ear plug, ear caps. This should be keep in this in your ear, or the persons working there using these things to avoid their sounds coming from the outside to the ear. Hearing aids are not hearing protections. So if someone is deep person is there and they using this kind of hearing aids, it is not the hearing protections. Rather than hearing protection, it is mostly the ear muff, ear plug, all the things. If someone is exposed this noisy environment every day, so you should this should be best hearing instrument of PV for the person. Then portable radio, CD players, all the things. You mostly we are hearing the music with their headphones, and when you experience their personal things or not, if wearing your headphone for a long time, for evening 8 hours, 6 hours, and 4 hours also continuously, so there is also some kinds of warnings in your cell phone, like if you are wearing these things for a more long time, there may be some temporary ear loss, there may be some injuries in your ears. So this is also not avoid this kind of earphones in a large time, long for a long time. So some automatic testing should be there for your hearing loss, whether, because this is not for common people, for industrial persons who are exposing mostly in industry for 8 hours. So these are some particular test whether the ear of this particular person is working properly or not. So audiometric testing is done for them. Okay, this is all about this physical hazards that is associated with injuries, or maybe called physical hazards. So for today up to this, next class we will discuss about the rest of the things, the health effect of the how these hazards has come, what is has come, all the things. So uh, chemicals, all the things we are going in the next classes. So if you have any questions or any doubts, you may ask. The most important topic of this today is the fast slides. That is the most important point. Two things are there. These are the 5 steps for the safety, or protect, to get rid of injuries or to be safe. These are the 5 principles or 5 elements of safety. maybe because these are 5 elements of safety: elimination, substitutions, engineering controls, implement administrative controls, and personal protective equipment. This may be your a good questions for your end sem. What are these 5 elements of the safety? So you have to discuss all the things one by one. And second is called physical hazards. What are the different types of physical hazards? Whether it is physical means your body injuries. So these two things are mostly important for your questions. Tomorrow we will discuss about rest of these things and the mental safety. So if you have any questions, then you may ask. Anyone?
No, sir.
Okay. So how many of you are present? Deepika, Jaideep. Let me take your attendance. How was your internal exam? All of you appear for the internal exam? Because in the group,
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
some people are miss that exam on that day because it is rescheduled ना. पहले 6 तारीख को था, फिर बाद में 8 तारीख को हो गया, तो कुछ लोग मिस कर दिया. अटेंडेंस ले लेता हूँ, एक मिनट. ऋतिक, दीपिका, जयदीप. Okay, so tomorrow we can also meet at the same 8 p.m. for rest of this class. Now you can leave if you have no questions.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.